My name is Patience Domowski, and I'm a behavioral child therapist. I work with children and families on behavioral issues. And a topic I want to talk about today is rewards and internal and external motivators for children. I get this question a lot. Do I have to reward my child for everything to get them to do things? Why doesn't my child just want to do things that they're supposed to do? I don't want to have to reward them all the time, all of that. So I wanted to explain a little bit about it. So there's plenty of people, children and adults, and I'm sure you met some of them, where they have an internal good feeling to do basically good things. They feel like a sense of accomplishment, pride, whatever, in doing things. So they say, I would like to earn good grades, so I'm going to earn good grades. I want to make mommy happy, so I'm going to follow and listen to what mom says. I would like to make my teacher proud, so I'm going to do good on my test, right? So they have that internal feeling of doing well to make themselves feel good and make others feel good. Then you have people on the other side, a lot of children, especially children with ADHD or ODD, which is oppositional defiant disorder. Those kids, and probably other kids as well, often don't have that internal motivation. They don't really care to feel that good feeling of doing well. They don't care if it makes mom upset. They don't care to please their teacher. It doesn't matter to them. They only want what they want, which is usually not what mom, dad, and the teachers want them to do. So to get them to do what the adults in their life want them to do, you have to offer them something that they want, which is an external motivation. It's usually what we would call a reward, something that they would want, like time on their iPad or a new toy. But it doesn't always have to be toys or electronics. It doesn't always have to be food or candy. A lot of people do try that. It could be other things like special time with just mom, lunch with the teacher. Maybe they get to stay up late before bed. They get to pick what's for dinner, different things like that. I'll do another video explaining different types of rewards that can work. But basically, to get those children that don't have the internal sense of wanting to do well, you have to give them some sort of external, or they just won't do it. And so if you've been trying to just get them to do it because they're supposed to do it, because they're a member of the family, because they're a member of society, because it's good to get good grades because it'll help you in the future, and the kid's like, don't really care. You know what I'm talking about. And if you're worried that you're going to have to reward your child forever, you might, but usually we can kind of fade those things out. So once the child's used to doing certain things that you ask them to do, you can fade it out and change the reward to something else. So maybe you're giving them a reward for doing every little chore that they need to do, and then you can give them a reward for doing all the chores in the whole day, and then maybe you can give them the same reward for doing all the chores plus being nice to mom all day, and then maybe it can be like they get the reward at the end of the week for doing all of their chores and behaving most of the day, right? So more time, more behaviors you're expecting as they meet those things that you're trying to work on. You can change the rewards up a little bit, having more time before they get the reward, or like I said, adding more steps in there before they can get it as well. If the child seems bored with the rewards, you have to make sure, does it really work for them? If the parent says, I'm going to give the kid stickers, and the kid doesn't like stickers, it's not going to work. If mom or dad says, oh, they can have extra time on their iPad, but really they're sneaking it anyway, or the babysitter lets them sit on the iPad all day anyway, they're not going to care. So it has to be something that they're not getting otherwise, something they really care about, and you can ask the child what would work for them. But some kids will say, oh, I don't want a reward, I don't want to do that, because they think that if they say that, then you won't make them do whatever the behavior is that you're asking them to do. So they think if they say, oh, I don't want a reward for doing chores, they think that means I won't have to do chores. So you can explain to them, well, you still have to do your chores. You can either do your chores and get nothing, or you can do your chores and you can earn a new Lego or something. And the kid's probably going to go for the reward. So a lot of times parents will tell me that they've tried behavior systems and rewards with their child and it doesn't work. And usually that's because the child's kind of bored with it because it needs a change. Like they want a different kind of reward maybe. Maybe the parent's not actually giving them the reward. They keep adding more things on. Maybe they just need to switch up the system. So maybe at first they're earning stickers, then they're earning tokens, then maybe they're earning tickets and they cash it in for a reward or prize. Maybe they get a prize daily, maybe they get a big prize at the end of the week. Maybe they're earning puzzle pieces and then you put the whole puzzle together and you get something. So just trying different behavior charts and strategies, reward choices. Maybe they get a bunch of choices, so when they earn that reward, they get to pick from a bunch of options, or maybe they earn the same thing, each week, whatever kind of works. But you might have to change it up, and so don't be surprised if if it worked for a while and then it needs to be changed up, or if the child just says it's not working or they're not interested. Try to say, well, what would get you to do it? Because you do have to still do your homework. So if you don't want to work for this, what would work? And try to figure out what is it that your child does want. Like I said, it doesn't always have to be a toy or food or candy. It could be extra time with mom. It could be special outing with dad. It could be a choice. It could be time, whatever. So there's other options it can be. So just try to think about like what would work for your child, and ask them as well, and try to be flexible with that. And remembering that you can, fade out the rewards eventually as they get older and learn how to do things. So some parents worry that this is just going to make their child reward dependent and always needing to have something, get something out of it. But if you think about in adult life, in real world, we mostly do things because we get something out of it, right? So we usually go to work because we're going to get a paycheck. We usually would not go to work if we weren't going to get a paycheck. Some people, sure, they'll volunteer, and that's because they have the internal feeling of wanting to do nice things for other people or for themselves. But most people wouldn't do it all if they didn't get something out of it, because they either need the paycheck or they want that. You might also move up in the company. You might get praise from your boss. You might get, whatever, from other people. Some sort of acknowledgement. It's not always like a tangible thing like a paycheck. So usually there's something that you're getting out of, or you wouldn't bother to work, right? Maybe you do certain things because you get some sort of praise or recognition from your community or society, whatever. Most people do things because they're going to get something out of it, even if they don't realize it. And so that's why we need to figure out, like, it's normal for kids to want something out of this. If I don't want to do it, then what are you going to give me so I do it? And I know it sounds really annoying at first, but once you realize that that's how the kid works, and you keep having them work for something, and as soon as they earn that, you got to come up with something else, it's going to keep them on track. And eventually, like I said, you can phase it out to some degree, and usually they kind of get on board after a while. But just like adults need to work towards something, kids want to work for something too. So it's totally okay. Sometimes people ask for rewards seen as a bribe. A bribe means I'll give you this in order for you to do that. So that would mean kind of like you get the reward first, and usually that does not work. A bribe is like, I'll give you this candy bar if you don't scream in the store. That's not really a good idea, because once the kid gets a candy bar, who cares? I'll do whatever I want. I already got the candy bar, right? So that's not going to work. A reward would be if you behave in the store, then when we leave, you can have a piece of candy, because they earned it for doing the good behavior. They didn't just get given it and then expected something from them later. Sometimes parents don't realize they're bribing their child, or they don't realize that that's why it didn't work. The parent's like, well, I took you out to this fun day on Saturday, and I treated you to all these fancy things, and I bought you, new shoes, whatever, and then you were mean to me all day Monday. And the kid's like, yeah, so I already got that stuff. I don't care, But if you said, hey, if you're nice to mom and you do what I ask all day Monday and Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, then I'll buy you a new pair of shoes this coming Saturday, or I'll take you to go do something fun this coming Sunday, right? So they're earning it for doing the good behavior. They're not just given something and then expected to have that behavior afterward. They already got what they wanted. They don't care anymore. And that's why a bribe doesn't really work. And that's also why it's not a great idea to try that. So that's the difference between bribes and rewards. Different therapists, different parents and teachers have different, views on this topic that I'm talking about, and that's totally fine. I just use a behavioral strategy, basic behavior theory. So you do this desired behavior, you get this desired result. You do this undesired behavior, you get this undesired consequence. That's kind of the strategy that I use. It works for most children. So that's the behavioral theory that I'm practicing with. So that's my explanation of rewards and why they work, and why it's helpful for kids who don't have the internal, intrinsic desire to be good to use some sort of external behavior motivator. So I hope that helps. Feel free to watch more of these videos, because I'm going to do some more about different types of rewards and behavior charts. You can also read more on my website that has a lot of other information as well. patienceisbehaviortherapy.com. Follow my YouTube channel here. It's SWK Angel Girl. SWK stands for social work. SWK Angel Girl. Subscribe and you'll get to see more videos on topics like various children's diagnoses and other therapy things as well. All right, thanks for watching and I hope this was helpful. Have a good day.